Hello?
Hi there.
Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park. Hey.
Is this Jay?
Yeah, this is Jay. You're talking to Cincinnati.
Hi.
It is good to talk to you. It's going to be even better to see you guys, Linkin Park, when you come to Riverbend on August 22nd. And we're really grateful for it. I'm sure you can't remember all the specifics and stuff, but the last time you guys were supposed to be here in town, it got canceled.
Yeah, I mean, well, first and foremost, I got family out there. My mom and her family are originally from West Virginia. A lot of them live in Ohio now. My mom lived out there for a while, and so I always look forward to coming out there.
Oh, cool.
So when it got the other one got canceled, I was bummed out. But yeah, we're going to come back, and this time it's going to be a great tour. We're out there with Incubus. We've known those guys personally. We actually come from the same hometown, so we've known them for a long time, and we've never done a tour together. And this is the first time, so it's actually going to be pretty cool for that reason too.
Well, that's great because we've welcomed them here on their own a couple of times, so that'll be great to see you guys together.
Yeah, man.
So, for people who don't know. This is a bad way to describe this, but you, Mike Shinoda, are the rapper of Linkin Park, and Chester Bennington is the singer. And I know that's really not a fair way to describe the two of you. In fact, correct me. Do better than that.
Oh, well, I mean, the way we look at it these days, the band has been, we've been together since roughly 98. Mm-hmm. And everything has evolved so much. I mean, we stopped putting, in the beginning, we'd have in the liner notes of the album, it would say, Chester Bennington vocals, Rob Borden drums, Brad Nelson guitar, etc. And at a certain point, our writing style and the way we just do what we do has changed so much that we just stopped putting those classifications next to each guy's name entirely. On the new record, I sing, almost as much as Chester. Mm-hmm. We get into different instruments. Guys are playing each other's instruments on stage and moving around and stuff from instrument to instrument. I just feel like these are the types of things that keep it fresh and interesting for us, And the new album really is. I think one of the things Linkin Park fans have responded so well to it is that it is kind of a return to form for us. It is a little bit of a, simultaneously it's new and it's fresh and it's cutting edge, which is what we hope to do on every record. But also there's a little bit of a sense of that classic Linkin Park sound that people, kind of not come to expect, but they think of when they think of our band.
In fact, that has got to be frustrating for you because so many bands that we talk to have the same problem, that people fall in love with that first album, second album, and that's what they want you to keep doing.
The benefit for us is that we lived through that. Like we came to terms with that, Mm-hmm. I'll give you a quick history lesson on the band. The first two records, Hybrid Theory and Meteora, breakout records for us, performed really well, sold well, all that, and put the band on the map. But after that, we realized that if we did a third record that sounded like those two, we'd be stuck doing that for the rest of our lives. And we did not want that. We always envisioned ourselves being able to play in many different styles and do different things. And if we were just stuck doing one thing, we'd go crazy. Secondarily, though, if we had, that type of writing, making that sound was so familiar to us that we felt like if we made another record like that, we'd just be lazy. It'd be a lazy thing to do. Why not try new things and try things we've never tried before?
And I'll be the one to say this, that there can be fans who get lazy. They fall in love with you because you surprised them, and then what they want you to do is not surprise them anymore.
Yeah, for us, what ended up happening is on the third record, Minutes to Midnight, we did some experimenting, and basically every song on that record was a different sound. It was almost like a patchwork of all these different things that we were learning how to do. Mm-hmm. After we did that record, we wanted to basically take one lane, this really, for us, a very experimental kind of sound, and travel as far down it as possible, and just go on this, journey and never look back on that record. And that's what we ended up doing. It ended up being a concept album called 1,000 Suns, and it was really challenging for us to make. It was very heavy. It was about things like nuclear war, about humanity destroying itself, and a lot of fans really got into it and got deep with it. A lot of fans also were turned off by it because it didn't sound like what they expected. And then a third group kind of came on board that had never really liked the band, and all of a sudden they heard this new sound, and they're like, who is that? And it ended up being us, and they thought they didn't like Linkin Park, and all of a sudden they're listening to us.
Well, that should keep happening, really.
It was all very mixed. The good news is that over the course of 10 years, I think that we've come back around and gotten very gotten over some of the discomfort of the first record. That we have a sense of humor about ourselves.
Yeah.
We have I can look at these pictures of me with like all these like leather and studded bracelets and like bright red hair, and just trying to prove something to these new people and make a place for ourselves in music, in spite of the fact that everybody at the time was trying to there were all these rumors about the band that we were, I don't know, I think one of the rumors, to give you an example of what we had to live through, was that we were manufactured by the same guy that put together the Backstreet Boys.
You mean that's not true?
I know, exactly. Can you imagine how frustrating that would be for the band?
Really?
You come out and you're doing everything, as you're working as hard as you can. You've written every song yourself from scratch and worked so hard to make this thing great. And then somebody else is trying to take that away from you and say no, these in their minds they're saying these scumbag industry guys manufactured it.
Right.
And these guys didn't, these songs are so polished and poppy and catchy that this little band couldn't have possibly done that.
Well, all those record company people have been fired since then anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, it's probably true.
How do you, in all those years since you started with Linkin Park, you guys have been very successful. You're able to do all these side projects and lead separate lives sometimes. How do you get back to Linkin Park and put all that aside?
We totally have ADD, don't we? Yeah, we are we're very busy. We always, we got 6 guys. We don't, in a normal band, you think of 4 guys. We got 6 guys doing all kinds of stuff all over the place all the time. I scored a movie this last year. Joe is working on directing his own movie. We're involved with a charity initiative called Music for Relief. Through that, we're doing a project called Power the World with the UN.
So how do you put all that to the side when it's just Linkin Park?
Well, when it comes time to make a record, there's really nothing else that is. It jumps immediately to the top of that priority list, Mm-hmm. And so if that stuff is going on, we know what's important. We're good at, I think the band is pretty good at, keeping things in order, and also respecting each other's, what guys need to do. If somebody needs to be, missing for a minute to go do something else they're working on, we just figure it out and figure out a way to let them do that and come back and keep everybody, keep kind of the harmony in the band. But like I said, though, the record, when we make a record, it's that's the most important thing, because it defines everything about what we're doing at the moment. And we just made Living Things and put it out, and the fan reaction has been incredible. So that's kind of the foundation of everything that we're doing right now, is based on that album.
And now we're glad that you're focused on your tour, and we're looking forward to you guys coming to Riverbend on August 22nd.
Yeah, man.
Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park, thanks for giving us your time. I know you're really busy.
We are thrilled about it, and a big thank you to all the fans who supporting the band and who are going to come see us at the show.
All right, man. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.